All right, so next up is Kerrigan Marois. Is it Marois? Let's check it out. So three scenes actually, pretty cool. Nice unified thumbnails, quite well framed as well. They get a little close on the edges. This one's okay. This one's okay as well. Maybe a little bit of a tangent there with the roundness on the back of the chair, but like here is really tight. I think if you pull back just a little bit, or just commit and let it clip on one side, even better. But yeah, thumbnails quite unified. Also, when you squint, they're kind of sitting around the same range. Jared's Evil Twin's gone. You don't know. You don't know. The mustache version of me is locked in the basement downstairs. I better call Sal. Um, let's take a look around. Marwa? It's Marwa. Oh, Kerrigan Marois. Okay. Good to know. I'm happy I could butcher your last name. I'm so sorry. Um, cool scene. Ooh, man, there's some cool details in here. Man, the scale really confuses me because you see these details and then you think it's quite small, and then you look down here and these props down here are quite big or tiny. So you start to like get confused a little bit on the scale of everything. It's gonna look around a little bit. I think the only downside of the scene is it's very like single colored. Like it's very like monochrome. But it must be the time of day because there's a little bit of blue going on here. Also, I think the scene is not what you're rendering at. It's like a square render, which is fine, but the resolution feels really low, and the scene isn't very sharp, right? So you're missing out a lot on the sharpness. Um, oh, Martin's writing in chat. Can't remove Twitch roll. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, I had to pause the recording. Hmm. Dude, this is that's a that's a it's a spicy meatball. Okay, so hmm if we I'm trying to think of like there's a sharpening post processing that's blurring the scene, and I think the sharpening would help this. I'm trying to remember what it's called though. Can't type in the server just so people. Dang, dude. But do you guys see what I'm saying in chat? We've got like basically it's just a little on the soft side. I wonder. Man, I'm super distracted. Tone mapper? No, it's the sharpen post sharpen. Yeah, tone mapper dot sharpen. Yeah, thank you, Bray. I'm really distracted now because we have a we have a situation in the server. Um, but yeah, let me scroll through here. Overall, the scene is very strong. I wonder if I copy this Go to Photoshop here. Filter. Uh, Camera raw. Whoa. So the temperature, you see by like moving the temperature around, you can get some interesting like other colors in there, but it's all pretty uniform. You could do some stuff like that, which maybe that would be good, where you could like mask like maybe this is cooler, and then you take that and you let's see here. I'm doing this backwards. No. There we go. You can take this one and you can kind of you can put the cool where you want it to be and then tone it down so it's not too cool just to get some differences in there. But yeah, let's look at the other scenes. It's pretty nice though, right? If you can get some color variation in there, I think also with the tone mapper to like the tone mapper dot sharpen space like 1 or 2. I wouldn't go above 2. You're getting too crunchy in the post processing with that, but that could be good. Uh, when we go back and let's look at this one. So rec ship. Wait, hang on. So this one is a year ago. Then we've got this one, which is your second real time environment. Man, the quality is quite high for. This is your first one, I take it. My first real time environment. Second, I'm really starting to enjoy this. I see that. I recognize that. My major goal with this project was to work on a scene that contained many of my fears to overcome as an environment artist, creating foliage, Unreal Engine shaders, texturing uh, larger props slash objects. An additional challenge was using 2 different pieces of concept art, making sure both scenes felt connected. Dang. So I saw this shot. That's quite nice. There's I think the only thing that's really kind of struggling here is making sure that there's I think here is like when you look at this shot here, for example, or this one, there's so many things happening, right? That it becomes really difficult to like focus. And this is again kind of goes into the whole topic about like figuring out like what you can do to minimize detail while still having detail, if that makes sense, right? So like for example, the foliage is it's top lit, and where it's top lit, it's pretty bright, and where it's backlit, it's pretty dark. So working on shaders to kind of soften the range between those two, and then unifying them, that helps with noise. Um, there's some details in here that are a little lower on the poly count when we look at like this stuff here, and then the foliage that you're using that you're doffing out or trying to doff out here is very low as well. Um, some other things to negate noise is really like being careful with how much information's happening in the roughness or normal. Just kind of balancing those out, um, and giving surfaces room to rest. Make sure that your edges aren't too sharp as well. It's kind of difficult with hard surface, but at the same time, I get the problem. Um, it's an interesting screen shape. So the effect that's happening in here, what the heck is that? What is that? Is that like a what is that? Dude, it literally looks like a you'll never know. It literally looks like a white-haired chihuahua with like bugged out eyes really close to the glass. Not gonna lie. That's the first thing my brain went to was a bug-eyed chihuahua being distorted by glass. This is a cool shot as well. So you can see again there's a lot of contrast where the it goes from dark to bright very quickly, very often. So it becomes really intense on the eyes. Also, I'm Kerrigan. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted by some of the by the stuff happening in the Discord. The environments in motion feel much better. Oh yeah, let's take a gander. So when you do these shots, trying to avoid stopping and going, like if you're still and then you start to move, or you're moving and then you stop, try to avoid the slowing down or speeding up and try and keep a consistent movement from shot to shot once you start. Like you can be still and then begin. Ooh, that's nice. This last part, super nice. Um, but do you know what I mean? Where it's like shifting around. Oh, that's a this last shot, super nice. UE4 battery shader parameters. Oh, right. I want to see the yeah, the batteries definitely look better in motion. It's a painting. Dude, I got to know what that is. In the back there. Dude, I have no idea what that is. Yeah, red, green, and hard surface is really nice. Ooh, look at these. This is really cool. Yeah, you see the complexity on the material here really makes it kind of break down when you see it in the overall shot. I think getting more information in there would be nice. But the man, this looks good. This is really nice. I think that might be a little too dark, unless you want it to kind of be wet. Let me see here. Yeah, maybe it's okay up there. Really cool scene though. Presentation also on all of this is really nice. I think you wrote about yourself as well, didn't you? Yeah, long ago, 2004, I went for a semester for 3D animation and was introduced to Photoshop. I wasn't able to continue school financially, but was able to use my brief Adobe introduction to become a self taught graphic designer. I did this for 15 years before being laid off in the beginning of the pandemic. Oh man. So you're one of the 3D, pandemic 3D peoples. KC is also one of these peoples. I finished in February of this year, currently a dad of two. The second born January the 6th. Congratulations. It felt amazing to be able to come full circle back to my original passion in games and game art. I've been very fortunate to have been recently hired by Crystal Dynamics. Congratulations. For feedback, I trust you, but mostly I'm interested in what could be improved and let's see, what could be improved on that what could be improved on that I can take into personal projects from here on out. Currently, I'm learning Blender in earnest, trying to dig deeper into Substance and ZBrush where my skill set is the weakest. Mostly, I want to keep pushing the skill gaps as much as possible. And yes, you said you wouldn't be able to join the the calls, but that is okay. Dude, that's great. You got hired at Crystal Dynamics. I've got some friends there. You should say hello to. They, I don't know if you're still in chat, Kerrigan, but Ian Walker. He was my senior when I was a junior. I learned a lot from that guy, including how to go home on time. That guy was on the dot. He was like, "I'm going home." Yeah, super nice guy. Yeah, he's so chill, man. He's a great guy. Make sure to tell him hello from me. Um, yeah, so I guess if we're looking at your environment, this last one was really interesting. Like, there's so much going on, but it's not too detailed. Like, it's not too busy, if that makes sense. There's a lot of information, but it's not, especially considering you've got all this information for the wallpapers. It's crazy how detailed this can get without being overly detailed. So, some stuff that's feeling weird to me, these curtains. I've seen this last one before. This curtain here feels a little wobbly. Maybe it's wobbly. I really like the way you're doing your breakdowns, and you're even like using the font to kind of stay within the character of the scene. It's kind of cool. This is nice presentations, some nice breakdowns as well, and very organized prop breakdowns. Ooh. Lots of character going on here. So be careful with adding normal maps for everything. Sometimes like just this scrape here could be just in the albedo and the roughness. Doesn't necessarily have to be added to the man. Your roughness maps are really nice. I think if there's anything you could do is maybe like grab the overall roughness of some things and take the average of it and have it lower or higher than the objects near it. That way you get some separation between the pieces. His graphic designer roots coming through. Yeah, the ability to balance color and detail is clearly there. This feels a little soft on the edges here. Oh man, so sad. We have to ban an account. But he'll be back. So yes, I think when it comes to these details here, this feels a little soft, and it might be because you need to be using weighted normals to try and bring that tighten up that rounding there. Making these gold fancy designs. There's some pretty interesting techniques I've been seeing lately. I mean, a lot of it can be done in ZBrush, but I mean it's very much what are we at 10. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. I'll start this up while we're looking at this. But you can do like sub D modeling and be working on like those types of shapes relatively easily. Relatively. I'll go into it after we go through the rest of this. But I think what I'm looking for is like you just pushing your modeling and your texturing further than it is already. So it's just pushing everything up. The other thing is, let's see if we can go to the albedo. So in your albedo, there's some pretty dark values in here, especially right here. Like the detail up here is really dark as well. I think bringing those up to like a range where, because you can see when it's, I knew that those were going to be dark just because of how dark it is up here. It shouldn't get that dark even in shadow. Maybe focus on a few props instead of an entire scene then. Yeah, I would agree with that. like really like nail a cabinet or nail like even this scene would be pretty cool. Just something where it's a table, some props on the top, and a chair. Like focusing on that details would be really good. But I think it's more of the fundamentals of understanding the range in PBR. Your roughness all looks quite good, and I think it's more about what you're doing with your albedo. There could be maybe some more work done on detail normals if there's not any in there. For things like curtains and cloths, is it okay to have around 10 to 15K for lot zero? Or is it worth spending time doing a proper retopo? 10, 15 is fine. 10, 15 is fine. We have a, if I go here, I need to fix this typeform thing. But if we go to like the Empire University and we go down to LODs, there's a poly budgets thing, which I think you can actually get to from here, poly budgets. And you can see like very small, let's say medium size. It could be 20,000. It's pretty big, right? I think that's totally fine. But yeah, focusing on single assets could be really nice. Uh, but yes. Yeah, I think it's your modeling and your just texturing, just tuning those, getting those really tight. It'd be really nice. Man, I can't believe you're in Crystal Dynamics. That's so cool, man. But yeah, do you have any questions since you're in chat? Not so far. It was really helpful. All right, cool. Yeah, well, if you have any questions, just DM me in the Discord. And yeah, I look forward to seeing more from you. I mean, truth be told, just enjoy the job, come home, hang out with your family, and enjoy the fact that you don't have to like push. you know, it's a great portfolio. But yes, shader complexity, um modeling, and materials. Just like the PBR understanding. Get those in, like just turn those three up and just keep going because you're doing a lot already. So it's really nice. Super nice stuff. Super nice stuff. Thanks for sharing as well.